All right. Good day, everyone. It's CJ with Rogue 420, and I'm very excited to be delivering another edition of Rogue 420 interviews. My guest today is Erick Waltz. Now, you may not know Erick right now, but after this interview, you will. So Erick is the founder of Waltz Capital LLC and also Indie Hemp RX. Erick is doing some tremendous things in the CBD, hemp, cannabis industry. So I'm very excited to be delivering this interview. So Erick, welcome to Rogue 420.
Thanks, Carlos. We appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
Excellent, excellent. One of the first questions I ask Erick is just to kind of break the ice a little bit. Is it, how did you get started in the CBD and the hemp and cannabis industry?
Oh, gosh, that's kind of a loaded question, but to keep it simple, it had a lot to do with a couple of things. Personally, real quick, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Sorry about that, Audrey. Personally, it had to do with just a couple of years ago, my mom had breast cancer. Right now, it's in remission, but instead of taking the path of chemotherapy, we were lucky to where they removed it. She took the route of CBD and also in California, THC oil. With that and a combination of selling healthcare for the past 16 years, it really gave me a real insight to how big pharma worked, the industry itself. And we've been given the mindset that there's a pill for every ill. Speeding it up 16 years later to now, I took advantage of just knowing my customers' information on prescriptions and personal background. And what I wanted to really do is just bring professional, reliable, and clean, legit access to hemp CBD. I knew just with even in college, a friend of mine grew cannabis. He taught me the cultivar side to it, even though I didn't mess with it. It was nice just seeing that. Tagging that with the professional side with selling healthcare, it just became a moral issue. And I'm a skeptic. I still see my mom cancer-free. Fast forwarding to day 2, I see customers from fibromyalgia to joint pain to anything from minor anxiety to sleep issues completely eradicate that or have massive changes using cannabis hemp. So really, that's my goal. Live life well, hemp yourself, and that's the purpose. We're saving lives, and then we're giving hope, and it's not false hope. We're loving it, Carlos. It's another day in paradise to keep people happy and healthy. That's
great. A tremendous story. Almost kind of a little bit how I got started was I lost a sister to lung cancer, several years ago, and I saw what chemotherapy, what traditional medicine had done, and I started researching. And this was several years ago. And Erick, each time that I would just do a simple Google search, I kept saying time and time again, cannabis, 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 cannabis. It would always come up as potential treatments. And so now we're finally seeing where traditional medicine is catching up a little bit with some of the medicinal properties of CBD, of THC, the full plant. And so it's great to see the clinical studies coming along with it. So why don't we share a little bit around, why you started Hemp NDRX, Waltz Capital, and your efforts to kind of grow and help the CBD and the hemp community?
Perfect. That's a great question. More or less, I had to be careful. There's a lot of great CBD brands out there that are competing with each other. I wanted to be specific and legitimate. I was looking for one of the few ones that dominate. More or less, after building a clientele for 16 years with Waltz Capital on the health insurance side, I was able to vertically integrate some of the cannabis hemp CBD or hemp CBD brands into my clientele. Like I said, knowing a little bit about their healthcare background with insurance, when appropriate, I always just first provide the education. Treat it skeptically, check it out, look at it, hear the sources, ask me the questions, and then most importantly, here's some samples. Let me know if it even works. I want the responses. So it's great. Instead of someone yelling at me about an insurance claim getting paid, but the insurance company is pulling their leg, clients are calling me back and going, hey, man, I wasn't stressed out. My God, the pain I had was gone, or the fibromyalgia stuff in my stomach is changing. Those are good texts. Those are good phone calls. My most important, though, goal of it all was to create kind of a bubble here in Indiana for local Hoosiers. We focus strictly in Indiana. We want to pretty much make sure locally and consistently we can create that shield from the Amazons of the world to where we can provide fast, safe, reliable delivery, access, and brands to our local neighbors. And that's where I think we can start from the ground up in our backyard and expand not only statewide but nationwide. And it's been fun. It gives me a better purpose every day to get up every day to help people save their lives, and I mean that in a very ethical and a positive manner. You there, Carlos? I can't hear you.
So you're out there connecting. Sorry about that. So you're out there connecting consumers with businesses that carry the inventory, carry the most. So why don't you share a little bit around some of the products that you currently are featuring on Indie Hemp RX right now?
Absolutely. We got a couple key brands. One that we just picked up that is edibles with Elise's pieces, but currently on the website right now for all the Road 20, or excuse me, for all the Road 420 listeners, we're doing a 20% off promo for the next 48 hours. So you'll see it on the website. But just to answer your question, Carlos, one of the key brands that really dominates is Hemp Lucid. Hands down. I'll just fast forward to this, their cultivation. They took 10 years to take their genetics to market. To me, that took time. Hands down.
Absolutely.
And what I mean by that, if the cameras can see here, is if you look at how green the bottle is, it's so raw that no one has this.
Mm-hmm.
It's 0.3 THC under, completely legitimate and legal in all states. Nothing artificial, multi-bonded, nanotechnology, all the above. What customers will see on Indie Hemp RX is the water-soluble tinctures at all potencies and levels. You'll have your ointments that are great for rheumatoid arthritis, add-ons for the ointment tincture combo. Other people who are sensitive to oils, I understand. We have capsules, edibles, the whole package. Ultimately, though, I've seen the key thing with CBD is the oils. Where Hemp Lucid stands out is the MCT oil.
Right.
That is
right.
Has a heck of a delivery for fighting inflammation. And then the water soluble, it really addresses the acute situations in an insanely fashion way that's awesome. So at the end of the day, I don't compete with anyone. I'm personally the regional manager for Hemp Lucid and Grander Distributors, who is the master distributor for Hemp Lucid here in Indiana and Midwest. So I am business to business. And then on the same token, my staff and I also handle our retail online store, Indie Hemp RX. So 2 tiers here, but most importantly is we have a lot of education. That's important. Product's product. We're about relationship and just giving everyone the knowledge and the power to make the decisions for themselves, and definitely hook you up when it comes to the right product after we talk.
Yeah, I think that's just so important, Eric, what you just mentioned, and the fact that that's that customer relationship that you develop with talking around the products. And that's something to me has always been a big knowledge gap, is that there's so many people right now that are out there selling the product, but then there's only a few, Eric, that are actually out there consulting with them, giving the right referrals, the right recommendation. As you and I both know right now, CBD can only be marketed and sold more of a diet nutritional supplement. Now, hopefully someday that will definitely change. So obviously everyone wants to get with their medical professional, their medical doctor, and talk to them a little bit around it. But your company is opening that up and providing, not only patients, it's also talking to doctors and pharmacists about it. And it's such a great opportunity to build a network, because even myself, I'll go into a local pharmacy and I was in the industry for 15 years, and I'll have a pharmacist come out behind the counter and say, hey, I had a customer come in and they were talking to me about CBD, and I don't really know what exactly to tell them. Well, now I have, like someone like you that I can say, hey, reach out to this organization. They can help put you in contact with the right person. So kudos to you on that.
Thanks. I appreciate it, Carlos. Yeah, basically that's it. Waltz Capital is morphed into a CBD benefit management company. We always coin it live life well, hemp yourself. But what I really get into outside of helping direct customers, when I'm dealing with medical professionals, vets, for example, holistic doctors, acupuncturists, to even your traditional doctors, in their defense, their education when they were in medical school had nothing to do with hemp. It creates a massive gap, a liability gap, frankly. So with your and I's background in cannabis, hemp, understanding the cultivation, finding the right products that dominate, and then bringing those backgrounds together, we've vertically integrated it. I've been basically that bridge. One pharmacy I'm working with right now is a distributorship on wholesale, and they have 113 different retail pharmacies that they sell to, but they don't know how to explain the product. And they have MD and PhD and all that at the end of the names, which I respect. Let me be your CMD. So with positive attitudes and respect, putting that bridge together is not only very profitable, but it makes me smile because you're getting great feedback and you're seeing results. It's not false hope. It's
right.
Really that's mattering, and the results are there.
Absolutely. And just for our Rogue 420 fans, and then also our Rogue News fans, just full disclosure here, this is a promotional interview. Rogue 420 is glad to share and announce that Hemp Lucid, as well as Erick and Waltz Capital, is a sponsor on Rogue 420. So when you go to the website, you will see their information there. So just full disclosure in that, because again, I think building the transparency, the trust to this industry is just so important, especially with what you're doing. So Erick, like, for example, if someone wants to get in touch with you, the conversation can go a couple different ways. One is from a retailer perspective. So if I'm a retailer and I own my own shop and I'm interested in carrying CBD products, what are some steps that I should do?
Very simple. You can reach out in many ways. I mean, with today's day and age, text, call, email. If you go to Indie Hemp RX, all my contact information is there. I'm very fast at getting back to you, even over the weekends. Ultimately, the next steps are pretty much just kind of getting samples in your hand. We do offer business-to-business wholesale contracts. I don't impede on anyone's monies or price points. Again, like I said, I'm also the regional manager for Grander Distributions for Hemp Lucid. So it's kind of a separate part. So one part, they have, any store owner has the peace of mind that, one, I don't step on anyone's toes for customers. I have my own that keep me plenty busy. I have to hire 2 other people just to manage that. But my focus has been getting Hemp Lucid and other key brands out into credible and professional facilities and stores, just like the ones you and I are mentioning. And basically, it's simple. We'll get you logged in. We'll get you set up. If someone's looking for who's selling Hemp Lucid in their zip code, there's a locator on hemplucid.com. I mean, everything is there, from menus, cards. They have stuff from the catalogs to the rack cards. I don't know if the camera can see this too much, but
it's picking up a little bit.
It feels awesome. It's simple, and I have fun with it. I really do. It doesn't feel like a job when it's something you really believe in. So I'll do whatever it takes during your business. I'll work harder to keep it. And then most importantly, where I'll stand out is we're not just going to sell you product. I'm going to train you. I'm going to give you all the education. Again, we are the bridge where we'll stand out from all the other competitors that's dominating, not only with the brand, but also with the education. And I'll spend that personal time, even with the tech. So not very many people can say that. I'm not going to compare. But what I do focus on is the excitement I do bring to people on knowledge and education. After that, they'll go, hey, Erick, all right, we get it now. That's when let's figure out what works, and they're happy. And it's been fun. Other days.
Absolutely. And again, I see, and regarding this industry, and what's important to me is that, I don't have a problem when I walk into a local, speedway and I see some type of CBD product there, right? I have no problem with that. But unfortunately, in this industry right now, there's so many people that are just, jumping to get in. And the last thing that we want is someone with a particular medical condition, buying a product that may not be valid, or a product that has proper CBD, labeling, all those things that are just so important. Can you also walk through a little bit, because this is something that sometimes is talked about, but one of the products you have that may interest some of our listeners is that you do have a CBD oil that is basically 0% THC free. Is that correct?
Correct. One key brand is the sister brand of Hemp Lucid. That is the Calci brand. That's great for anyone who's worried about getting drug tests or anything like that. I completely understand. Frankly, at the end of the day, you and I both know you need THC in the whole plant spectrum to activate the cell receptors a lot more. It's basically the turbo boost. But we want to make sure we can still give the audience what they want. Another brand that's also full spectrum is Pharmacology. They also have flavors in it, peppermint and orange. They've been fantastic too in the ointments. So I've seen folks with severe psoriasis to dermatitis to even just the cystic acne use their salves to get it away. And the hemp lucids ointments do just a great job. Ultimately, at Indie Hemp RX, we've catered to every price point, 0 THC to a little bit of THC. Ultimately, the client wouldn't have to worry about going anywhere else. And then we do all the fun stuff with the perks and the affiliate program.
Nice.
Back. So I've got a great digital presence. I'll say it again. I've got a great digital presence media manager, Joe Kustron. He's done a great job just getting everything going. My back office gal who keeps me in line, Jakarta. Yeah, I told her she's the queen bee. When I mess up, I know I'm out there talking to folks, but we got to make sure everything's in line. But yeah, that's really where it's at. So for any folks, again, who are athletes or if it's about work or if there's a stigma about it, but you understand the other benefits of CBD, got you covered. No matter what.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, so for those individuals that are listening that are in the full legal states, more power to you. That's great, but not everyone can enjoy that quite yet. And then I do also have some friends who specifically cannot take any THC. I'm not sure if it's a reaction or maybe just the effects of it. Yeah, but then there are some people that are just CBD only. So it's important. And I know you hear so many different types of conversations regarding CBD, whatever, give me the full. Well, that's fine, but we don't in this community, we don't have to paint with such a broad brush that what works for this person is going to work for everyone. You really have to take a customized approach in this industry, not everything ranging from product, but also dosing as well, which I guess I shouldn't say dosing, I should say nutritional supplement.
Yeah. Dosing has always been one of the main things I run into, even on an after sale. I always make sure clients can get a hold of me. I've even heard that as a big concern with even store owners. Their clerks and employees are being asked all the time, well, how much do I take? Well, my friend said this and that. I know we come in a lifestyle where everyone's comparing themselves online and offline, but I've always told folks, one, it has a lot of variables, your height and weight, your tolerance, also what brand. If you're not using the right product, you may not get the right results. So there's too many aspects in that to where you have to customize, and that's where I'll stand apart versus just, hey, here's your CBD, have a nice day, thanks for shopping. It's like, hey, hold on, why are you even here? Talk to me.
Right.
What are you? I know your mom or dad, your friend said to maybe go over here and try this, but you may want to be trying something else.
Sure.
So that's where I listen, and then I end up finding folks buying something else. But yeah, we got to be careful, and that's where I can distinguish it so someone's not overpaying for something or buying something that didn't work. It'll be pinpoint, and I see that in my repeat sales too. We got a lot of satisfied customers.
Awesome. Eric, please share with our listeners any closing thoughts. Also plug your website and also how listeners can get a hold of you, please.
Many ways, guys. My name is Erick Waltz, Indie Hemp RX. Live life well, hemp yourself. Any listeners here right now, you've got 48 hours to be awesome and save your life. You're already awesome. Stay more awesome. 10x it. So take 420. It's called Take 20. It's a promo up top. Just plug it in if you're buying anything. I think up top it does say a $50 minimum on the post. Ignore that. I don't care if it's $25 or $200. When it comes down to the seriousness, there's a lot of self-regulation going on. And having someone like ourselves with medical backgrounds on the business aspect of it is important. That's who medical providers and doctors look to at the end of the day. If I can clarify that and be the bridge to it, and then put in touch people with the correct product, or at least show them the right access to it, even if it's not one of our brands, I still did a good job. And that's really what I want to leave on the table. People can reach me at my cell phone, 317-697-4012. You can email me at any time at info@indiehemprx.com. IndieHempRx.com is the website. If you need to find my number later, just go there. But we're here. For all fellow Hoosiers, there's no need to go anywhere else. Okay?
Excellent. Very good. Very good. Well, Eric, I want to thank you once again for being one of the first sponsors for Rogue 420. I really appreciate your support. thank you for that. And then also for our listeners, make sure, again, this is a very exciting time. If you've been displaced in your current industry, your current job, there's so many aspects to this industry that I truly love regarding whether it's hemp, whether it's cannabis. There's so many different auxiliary businesses right now that are taking off. So it's a very exciting time to join. So go to rogue420.net, check it out. We have all the content there that's based upon cannabis, hemp, industry, advocacy. I don't think that there's anything that we've missed. Go there, please subscribe. We're going to be doing tons more content this year, bringing great interviews, people that are making a change in the industry, and Erick, you're included in that. So thank you so much, Erick, and enjoy your day. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Carlos.
Take care.
Take care, you too.